I found her name on the bar roster at 3:47 p.m. on a Thursday. Column 3, row 8. Kanokwan, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m., 2 a.m. The handwriting was neat. Professional. Like she'd been on that schedule for months. Which, as it turned out, she had been. I'm Vincent Clarke, Australian, 65 years old. I own a small import business back in Melbourne that basically runs itself now, which is why I spend most of my time in Thailand. I met Kanokwan 11 months ago at a restaurant in Pattaya. Not a bar, a restaurant. That detail mattered to me then. It matters even more now, but for different reasons. She was 23. I know what you're thinking. 42-year age gap. But she wasn't some bargirl I picked up on Walking Street. She was a waitress at a proper Thai restaurant on Soi Buakhao. She brought me my pad krapao. We talked. She had this smile that made her whole face light up. 3 days later, I came back. 2 weeks after that, we were seeing each other regularly. By January, she'd moved into my condo. By February, I was planning to bring her to Australia to meet my daughter. By March, I was thinking about marriage. I know how that sounds. But when you're 65 and you've been divorced twice, and you meet someone who makes you feel 30 again, you don't think about red flags. You think about how lucky you are. She told me she'd worked in a bar years ago, when she first came to Pattaya from Isan. She was honest about that. Said she'd done it for 2 years to send money home to her family, then got out, got the restaurant job, started building a normal life. I respected that honesty. I thought it meant she trusted me. I thought it meant we had something real. The sex was incredible. Not just the frequency, though we were intimate almost every day for the first 6 months. It was the intensity, the way she looked at me, the way she'd initiate things, the way she made me feel like I was the only man in the world. I'd wake up and she'd already be awake, watching me, smiling. "Good morning, handsome man," she'd say, every single morning. We had routines. Sunday mornings at the beach, Wednesday nights cooking together, Friday date nights at different restaurants around Pattaya. She introduced me to Thai food I'd never tried. I taught her bits of English she didn't know. We watched Netflix together. We talked about opening a small business together, maybe a coffee shop. I was putting money aside for it. My fatal flaw? I needed to know everything. About her past, her present, her thoughts, her movements. I told myself it was just interest, just caring. But looking at it now, it was control wrapped in the language of love. I needed to possess her completely because some part of me never believed someone like her would choose someone like me without ulterior motives. That suspicion, that need for certainty, that's what eventually drove me to that bar on Thursday afternoon. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first crack appeared in April. Small thing. Her phone behavior changed. She'd always left it lying around. Face up on the counter, unlocked, didn't matter. Then one day I noticed it was always face down. Then it had a password. A 6-digit password, which was new because she'd only ever used her thumbprint before. "Why the password?" I asked her casually one morning. "Oh, my friend's phone got stolen last week," she said, not looking up from her coffee. Made me think I should be more careful. Made sense. I let it go. But then I noticed she was taking it to the bathroom with her. Every time. Even just to brush her teeth, the phone went with her. I started paying attention to that. Started counting. 17 trips to the bathroom over 3 days. Phone went every single time. I know because I started keeping track in my head. I couldn't help it. May brought more changes. She started going out more. Meeting friends, she'd say. Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, sometimes Saturdays. She'd leave around 7:30, come home around 3 in the morning. She was always vague about where they went. Just different places, she'd say. You know, girl stuff, shopping, karaoke, drinks. I'd ask for specifics. What karaoke place? She'd name one. I'd suggest going there together sometime. "Oh, it's not that nice actually," she'd say. "We just go because it's cheap." The sex frequency dropped, from almost daily to maybe 3 times a week, then twice. When we did have sex, she seemed distracted, going through motions. Her body was there, but her mind was somewhere else. That's when I knew something was fundamentally wrong, but I talked myself out of it. Relationships go through phases, I told myself. The honeymoon period ends. This is normal. But my gut wouldn't let it go. I started noticing other things. She'd gotten her hair done differently. Longer extensions, lighter color, new dresses, nicer shoes. She'd always dressed well, but this was different. This was deliberate. This was for someone. "You look beautiful," I'd tell her when she got dressed up to go out with her friends. "Thank you, darling," she'd say, kissing my cheek. But she wouldn't meet my eyes. One Tuesday in late May, she said she was going out. I was tired, staying in to watch a football match. She left at 8. At 10:30, my mate Graham called me. Graham's a 60-year-old Brit who's been in Pattaya for 15 years. Knows everyone, knows everything. "Mate," he said, "I think I just saw Kanokwan." My stomach dropped. "Where?" "Walking Street, near Soi Diamond." She was walking with another girl, heading toward the bars. "You sure it was her?" "Pretty sure. Same hair, same walk. Could be wrong, though. Lots of Thai girls look similar in the dark." I wanted to believe he was wrong. I needed to believe he was wrong. "She's out with friends," I told him. "Shopping or karaoke or something." There was a pause. "Yeah, mate, probably. Just thought you should know." I didn't confront her. When she came home at 3:15 that morning, I pretended to be asleep. She climbed into bed smelling like cigarettes and alcohol and something else. Perfume, not hers. I lay there rigid, not moving, breathing slowly like I was sleeping, and I could feel my heart slamming against my ribcage so hard I thought she'd hear it. June was when I became someone I didn't recognize. I started checking her location on Find My Friends. She'd agreed to share it months earlier, back when everything was perfect, back when neither of us had anything to hide, or so I thought. Tuesday nights, her location showed Soi Buakhao area, near Walking Street. Not at a restaurant, not at a karaoke place, just that general area. Thursday nights, same thing. Saturday nights, same thing. Every single time she went out with her friends, her location pinged from the same area. The bar area. I started following her. Not every time, just twice. Once on a Thursday. I stayed far back, watched her walk down Soi Buakhao. She wasn't alone. She was with 3 other girls, all dressed similarly. Short dresses, heels, full makeup. They walked into Walking Street together. I lost sight of them in the crowd. I went home, sat on the couch, drank half a bottle of Sang Som, told myself there could be 100 explanations. They were going to a regular club. They were meeting friends who worked in the area. She wasn't working. She couldn't be working. She'd told me she quit that life. She'd looked me in the eyes and told me that chapter was closed. The second time I followed her was a Saturday. Same route, same group of girls. But this time I kept going. I walked into Walking Street, started looking in bars, not systematically. I couldn't stomach the thought of a systematic search. Just random bars, glancing in, looking for her face. I didn't find her. Told myself that was proof. She wasn't working. Graham was wrong. My paranoia was wrong. I went home, and when she came in at 3:30, I held her tight and told her I loved her. She said she loved me too. Her voice was flat, tired. I chose not to notice. July. My left eye started twitching. Just constant twitching, all day, every day. Little spasms I couldn't control. The doctor said it was stress. "Are you sleeping enough?" he asked. I wasn't. I was sleeping maybe 3 hours a night. The rest of the time I was lying there, replaying conversations in my head, cataloging inconsistencies, building timelines. I'd started making notes on my phone. Every time she went out, I'd write down date, time left, time returned, what she was wearing, what she said she was doing. Her mood when she left, her mood when she came back. I had 2 months of data by this point, 43 outings, all on Tuesday, Thursday, or Saturday nights, all to the same area, all returning between 2 and 4 in the morning. The pattern was undeniable, but I denied it anyway, because accepting the pattern meant accepting what it implied, and I wasn't ready for that. She'd gotten distant in other ways too, stopped asking about my day, Stopped telling me about hers. Conversations became transactional. Do we have milk? Can you transfer me money for my mother? I'm going out tonight, don't wait up. That was the extent of our communication by mid-July. I tried to talk to her about it. Is everything okay? I asked one morning. You seem distant. I'm fine, she said, scrolling through her phone. Just tired. Are you happy? With us? She looked up then. Of course. Why, you ask? You just seem different. I'm not different. You're imagining things. Her tone was sharp, defensive. Then she softened it. Sorry, darling. I'm just stressed about my family. My mother is sick. I need to send more money. I transferred her 50,000 baht that day. She smiled and kissed me and said I was the best man she'd ever known. That night she went out with her friends. Came back at 4:17 in the morning. I know, because I was awake. I'd been awake since she left at 8. August. I stopped eating properly. Lost 6 kilos in 3 weeks. My daughter called from Melbourne, said I looked terrible on our video call. Dad, what's going on? She asked. I told her everything was fine. She didn't believe me. Is it that girl? The Thai girl? She'd never approved of Kanokwan, 22 years older than her, closer to my daughter's age than to mine. She's using you, Dad. She's not, I said. But I didn't believe myself anymore. I decided I needed proof, concrete proof. Not suspicions, not patterns, not gut feelings. Evidence. Something undeniable that would force me to accept reality or vindicate her and prove my paranoia wrong. First, I checked her Facebook. She'd blocked me from seeing her posts months ago. Said it was because her friends were posting in Thai and it was boring for me. I created a fake profile. Added some of her friends. Within a week, one of them accepted. I could see Kanokwan's posts now. Photos from clubs. Photos with other girls. Photos with men. Different men. Western men. One photo from June showed her in a bar, sitting on a man's lap. A Dutch-looking guy. Blonde, maybe 50. She was laughing. His hand was on her thigh. The caption was in Thai. I ran it through Google Translate. Good night with friends. Work hard, play hard, work hard. I stared at that phrase for 20 minutes. Work hard. Not studying hard. Not living life. Work hard. The words bar girls use. The words she'd used when she told me about her past. I worked hard to send money to my family. I confronted her that night. Showed her the photo on my fake profile. Who is this man? She barely glanced at it. Customer at restaurant. He wants photo with waitresses. Is normal. This was taken in a bar, not a restaurant. We went to bar after work. For drinks. Is that not allowed? Your caption says work hard. Yes. Work hard at restaurant, then go out and relax. What is problem? I wanted to believe her. God, I wanted to believe her. But my hands were shaking as I held the phone. Kanokwan, please, just tell me the truth. Are you still working in a bar? Her face changed. Went cold. You don't trust me. After everything, you create fake profile to spy on me. You are crazy, man. I just need to know. I told you my past. I told you I quit. If you cannot trust me, we should break up. I backed down. Apologized. Told her I was being paranoid and insecure. She let me apologize for 30 minutes before she softened. I understand you worry, she said, but I love only you. You must trust me. I said I would try, but I didn't stop investigating. I started talking to other expats who'd been in Pattaya for years. Casually, carefully, never mentioning Kanokwan by name. Just general questions. How do you know if she's still working? One Australian guy, older than me, laughed darkly. Mate, if she's going out Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday nights and coming home at 3 in the morning, she's working. That's the schedule. That's always the schedule. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. 8 to 2. Those were bar hours. Those were the exact nights and times Kanokwan was out with friends. I needed more. I started driving by Walking Street on the nights she was out. Not going in, just driving. Looking. I saw her twice. Once walking into a bar called Angel Witch. Once standing outside a bar called Crazy House, talking to a group of Western men. Both times I told myself I was mistaken. Lots of Thai girls look similar. Bad lighting, wrong angle. Not her. Couldn't be her. September. I stopped sleeping entirely. Literally. I'd lie in bed for 8 hours, but I don't think I slept more than 20 minutes at a time. My mind wouldn't stop. It was like a computer running calculations, processing data, looking for the answer I didn't want to find. On September 10th, a Tuesday, I made a decision. I would go to the bars, systematically. Every bar, on Walking Street if necessary. I would find her, or I wouldn't. Either way, I'd have my answer. I started at 8:30. She'd left at 8. I walked slowly down Walking Street, looking in every bar. The music was deafening. The lights were disorienting. Thai girls everywhere, all looking similar in the darkness. Farangs everywhere, drunk, laughing, hands-on girls who weren't their girlfriends. I didn't find her in the first 10 bars, or the next 10. By 11:30, I was ready to give up. Maybe I was wrong. Maybe I was crazy. Maybe she really was just meeting friends at regular clubs, and I was a paranoid old man who didn't deserve her. Then I walked past a bar called Secrets. I almost didn't go in. It was toward the end of Walking Street, smaller than most, but something made me stop. I stood outside, looking through the open front. The bar was arranged in a rectangle, girls sitting on stools, customers on the outside facing them, and there she was, sitting on a stool between two other girls, wearing a tiny black dress I'd never seen before. Number badge pinned to her dress, Kanokwan, 42. She was talking to a white man, maybe 60 years old, beer gut, bad sunburn. He was leaning close to her. She was laughing at something he said. Her hand was on his arm. I stood there for I don't know how long. Could have been 30 seconds. Could have been 5 minutes. Time felt strange, elastic. All the noise around me went quiet. It was like watching a film, except I was in it and also watching it from outside. She looked happy. That's what broke me. She looked genuinely happy, happier than I'd seen her in months. Laughing, engaged, present, all the things. She wasn't with me anymore. The man's hand slid to her thigh. She didn't move it, just kept laughing, kept talking, like it was the most natural thing in the world. I should have walked in, should have confronted her right there. But I couldn't move. My legs wouldn't work. I just stood there, watching the woman I loved work another customer. Because that's what he was, a customer. That's what I'd been too. The only difference was I'd been stupid enough to believe I was something more. I walked home. Don't remember the walk. Don't remember unlocking the door. I just remember sitting on the couch in the dark, staring at nothing, feeling nothing, hollow, empty, like someone had reached inside my chest and scooped out everything that made me human. She came home at 3:20. I was still sitting there. She saw me, jumped slightly. "Oh, you're awake. You scare me. I saw you tonight." Her face didn't change. "What you mean?" "Walking Street. Bar called Secrets. You were wearing a black dress. Number 42. She was quiet for maybe 10 seconds. Then, "I can explain. You're still working. I needed money. My mother." "How long?" "What? How long have you been working? Since we met, since you moved in. How long?" "Few months. Just part-time. For extra money. You don't give me enough for my family and I give you everything you ask for." "Is not enough. You don't understand. I have responsibilities. I have..." "Did you ever quit? Or was that a lie from the beginning?" She went quiet again. Her face was hard now, defensive. "I did quit, for few months, but I need more money, and you don't give enough, and I have to take care of my family, and I give you 50,000 baht last month alone, on top of the 30,000 for rent and utilities and food and everything else. I give you 80,000 baht a month. That's more than most Thais make in 3 months. What are you doing with it? That is my business." "You're sending it to your family?" "Yes." "All of it?" She hesitated. "Most. Where's the rest going?" "That is none of your business. You are not my husband. You don't own me. I can work if I want to work." "Then why did you lie about it?" "Because you would react like this. Because Farangs always think they own us if they give us money. I am free, woman. I can work where I want. You told me you quit. You looked me in the eyes and told me that part of your life was over. I needed to. You wouldn't have dated me if you knew I was still working. There it was. The truth. Finally. After 11 months. So everything was a lie. From the beginning. She softened slightly. Not everything. I do care about you. You are a good man. But I need to work. Is just job. Is not personal. Just a job. Right. Is that what you tell the guy whose lap you were sitting on tonight? He is customer. You were customer once too. I was never a customer. We met at a restaurant. She laughed then. Actually laughed. You think I was really working at restaurant? I met you because my friend who works there told me about rich Australian man who comes in alone. I asked her to introduce us. You think that was accident? The room tilted. You targeted me. Is called networking. Is how business works. You are a good target. Old, lonely, have money, easy to control. Easy to control. The fake account, I said slowly. That photo from June, that was really at a bar. Of course was at bar. I work at bar. I never stopped working. You just wanted to believe I did. The Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday nights. Those are my shifts. Tuesday and Thursday, 8 to midnight. Saturday, 9 to 3. Good money nights. Have you been sleeping with customers? What do you think? She was angry now. You think men pay bar fine for conversation? You think they pay 1,500 baht just to drink with us? My stomach turned over. While we were together. We are not married. I am free to do what I want. I thought we were building something. I thought, you thought. Yes, you thought many things. That is your problem. You think too much. You create fantasy in your head and get angry when reality is different. I couldn't breathe properly. Was any of it real? Did you ever care about me at all? I like you fine. You are a nice man. Good provider. But love? She shrugged. I don't know what that word means to you. To me, love is security. Money for my family. Comfortable life. You give me those things. That is love. That's not love. That's business. Same thing in Thailand. You Farangs don't understand. Everything here is business. Everything has price. You wanted young, beautiful Thai girlfriend. I wanted financial security. We made deal. Good deal for both of us. I never thought of it as a deal. That is because you are a romantic fool. I told you from beginning my situation. I told you my family needs money. I told you my past. You chose not to hear it. You chose to believe I was some grateful village girl you saved from bad life. I never asked you to save me. I am doing fine saving myself. She was right. I had chosen not to hear it. I'd chosen to believe my own narrative, the rescue fantasy, the good man saving the fallen woman, the redemption story. Who else? I asked. Besides the customers, is there someone else? What does it matter? It matters to me, she sighed. There is Dutch man, Pieter. He lives in Jomtien. I see him sometimes when I'm not working. The man in the Facebook photo. Yes. Do you love him? I like him. He is younger than you. Better in bed. But he doesn't give as much money. So I keep both. I wanted to hit something. Instead, I just sat there. I was going to marry you. I was planning to bring you to Australia, to meet my daughter, to start a real life. That was your plan. I never agreed to that. You assumed. You always assume. She was right again. I had assumed. Assumed she wanted what I wanted. Assumed she saw the relationship the way I saw it. Assumed I was special to her. Assumed wrong about everything. I need you to leave, I said. This is my home too. It's my condo. I pay for it. You need to leave. Tonight. Where am I supposed to go? Call Peter. Call your friends. Call whoever you want. But you can't stay here. She stared at me for a long moment. Then she went to the bedroom. I heard drawers opening, things being stuffed into bags. She came out 15 minutes later with 2 suitcases, everything she owned. You will regret this, she said at the door. You will be lonely old man and you will remember me and wish you had been smarter. Maybe. But at least I'll know the truth. She left. I sat in the silent apartment until the sun came up. The next 3 days, I did nothing but replay every conversation we'd ever had, looking for the truth beneath the lies. When had she stopped being real with me? Had she ever been real? That weekend she said she was visiting her sick mother in Eisen. Had she been with Peter? The Tuesday nights I thought she was with girlfriends, was she sitting in bars like the one I'd seen her in? The times we made love, was she thinking about customers? About him? I couldn't eat. Food tasted like sand. I couldn't sleep. When I closed my eyes, I saw her in that black dress, number 42, laughing with that sunburned man. I lost 9 more kilos. My daughter saw me on video call and immediately said she was flying to Thailand. I told her not to. I was fine. I was handling it. I wasn't handling anything. On day 4, I went back to Walking Street, not to find her, to get answers. I went to Secrets, the bar where I'd seen her. Walked in at 9 p.m. Different girls were sitting where she'd been sitting. I ordered a beer, sat at the bar, waited. Eventually I caught the mama-san's attention. Older Thai woman, maybe 60, hard face, harder eyes. "You looking for girl?" she asked. "I'm looking for information." "About Kanokwan, number 42. Her expression didn't change. "She not here tonight. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday only." "I know. I'm her boyfriend. Or I was." "Ah." She nodded like this explained everything. "You want to know how long she work here?" "Yes. 18 months. Very popular girl. Make good money. Many customers come back for her." 18 months. We'd been together 11 months. She'd been working here 7 months before we met. She'd been working here the entire time we were together. She'd never quit at all. "She ever mentioned me?" I asked. Don't know why. Maybe I needed to know if I'd been real to her in any way. The mama-san shrugged. "Girls mention many men. Hard to keep track. She mentioned rich boyfriend who gives her money. She laughs with other girls about it. Says he thinks she quit bar for him." The woman's smile was pitying. "Many men think this. Girls are good actresses." I paid for my beer and left. That's when I did the thing that broke me completely. I had an Australian friend who worked in visa consulting. He had connections. For 2,000 baht, he could get me access to work permit records for specific Thai nationals. I gave him Kanokwan's full name and ID number. He called me back 2 hours later. "Mate, she's registered as an entertainment worker. Has been for 3 years. Current work permit shows she's employed at 3 different establishments. Secrets, Angel Witch, and some place called Shark Bar. All concurrent. All current. 3 bars. Not 1, 3. "Thanks," I said. My voice sounded strange, distant. "You okay, mate?" "Yeah. Just needed to know." I hung up, sat on my couch, stared at nothing. That night I did something I'm not proud of. I created a fake account on ThaiCupid, used a photo of a younger, better-looking man, messaged her profile, which I found within 5 minutes. Her profile said she was 24. She was 23. Single, she'd told me once we were together. Worked in hospitality. Technically true. Looking for generous man for good time and maybe long-term relationship. She messaged back within an hour. Friendly. Flirty. Gave me her line ID. We chatted for 3 days. She told me she'd never had a foreign boyfriend before. That she was tired of Thai men who didn't appreciate her. That she wanted to meet a real gentleman who would treat her well. When I asked if she'd ever worked in a bar, she said never. That she'd always worked in restaurants and shops. That she wasn't that kind of girl. The same lies she'd told me. I deleted the account. Blocked her on everything. Tried to move on. 2 months later, this was November, I was at a shopping mall. Big C Extra in Pattaya, Klang. I was buying groceries. Turned a corner with my cart, and there she was. With a white man, maybe 70 years old, American accent, hand on her lower back. They were laughing, shopping together, looking at vegetables like a normal couple. She saw me. Her smile faltered for just a second. Then she waved. "Vincent! Hello! How are you?" Like we were old friends. Like she hadn't destroyed me. "I'm fine," I said. "This is Roger," she said, gesturing to the American. "My boyfriend. Roger, this is Vincent. Old friend. Old friend." Roger shook my hand. Good to meet you, mate. Kanokwan's told me so much about her life here. So glad she got out of the restaurant business. She's too smart to be serving food her whole life. I looked at her. She looked back. Her expression was pleasant, neutral, like she was looking at a stranger. Nice to meet you too, I said to Roger. Take care of yourself. I left my cart and walked out of the store. That was 3 months ago. I'm still in Thailand. Different city now. Chiang Mai. Started fresh. Rented a small house near the university area. Quiet. No bars. No temptation to go looking for answers I already have. The twitching in my eyes stopped after I moved. The insomnia got better. I'm sleeping maybe 5 hours a night now. Not great, but better than before. I've gained back the weight I lost. Started going to the gym. Started reading again. Basic self-care things that I'd let fall apart. I don't know what happened to Kanokwan. Don't want to know. Blocked her on every possible platform. If she messaged me, I never saw it. If she tried to contact me, I never answered. Graham tells me she's still working Walking Street. Still has the same shifts. Still cycling through foreign boyfriends. He saw her last month with a German guy. Same routine. Same lies. Same business model. I don't hate her. I thought I would, but I don't. I hate myself for being so stupid. For ignoring every red flag. For believing that I was special. For thinking that love could override economics and circumstance. For confusing sex and affection with genuine feeling. For constructing an entire fantasy relationship in my head and being angry when reality didn't match it. Looking back, the signs were always there, from the very beginning. The phone behavior, the schedule, the vague answers, the defensiveness, the going out 3 nights a week, same night, same time, same area, the new clothes I never bought her, the way she'd compartmentalize her life, never introducing me to her friends, never posting photos of us together. The way she'd always need more money even though I was giving her 80,000 baht a month. I knew. Some part of me knew from day one, but I chose not to know, because knowing meant being alone again, being just another lonely 65-year-old foreign man in Thailand with nothing to offer except money and desperation. The lessons? Trust your gut. Always. If something feels wrong, it probably is. If she suddenly changes her phone password, she's hiding something. If she goes out the same nights every week at the same times and comes home at 3 in the morning, she's working. If her friends are all bar girls, she's probably still one too. If she needs constant money despite you already giving her plenty, it's going somewhere else. If she won't introduce you to her family or friends, there's a reason. If she seems happier when she's out than when she's with you, you're not her priority. And if you're in a relationship with a 42-year age gap with someone who used to work in the bar industry, be very, very careful about assuming she's quit just because she says so. Bar girls don't quit for love. They quit when they have enough money to retire comfortably. If you're not providing that, and let's be honest, most of us can't, they're still working. They're just better at hiding it. I thought I was different. I thought we were different. I thought my love made me special. It didn't. I was customer number 42 paying for the girlfriend experience. The only difference between me and the men I saw in those bars is I'd convinced myself I was in a relationship, not a transaction. I was wrong about everything except one thing. She was beautiful, funny, smart, and good at her job. Her job was making men like me believe we were special, and she was exceptional at it. If you're reading this and you're in a similar situation, do me a favor. Go to the bars, don't announce it, don't tell her you're going, just go, look. You'll either find her or you won't. Either way, you'll have your answer. And if you find her there, number pinned to her dress, sitting on some other man's lap, laughing at his jokes, hand on his thigh, don't kid yourself. Don't make excuses. Don't let her gaslight you when you confront her. Just leave. Pack your things or make her pack hers. End it. Cut contact. Block her everywhere, and start rebuilding. It'll hurt. God, it'll hurt. But living with the lie hurts more. I'm better now. Not great, but better. Some days I don't think about her at all. Other days I do nothing but think about her. I wonder if she ever thinks about me. If she feels anything at all about what happened. If she tells her new boyfriends about me. If I'm just another name in a long list of foreign men who fell for her routine, I'll probably never know, and I'm learning to be okay with that. I found her name on the bar roster at 3:47 p.m. on a Thursday. Column 3, row 8. Kanokwan, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, 8 p.m., 2 a.m. The handwriting was neat, professional, like she'd been on that schedule for months. Which, as it turned out, she had been, for 18 months, the entire time.